He's actually not here yet.
At least for that style is.
Sort of bad girl.
I was going to say the artist style is the actual artist.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's got some serious comment. I can't
How about you, Mr. Green? You have in Green, reading your email? Here, I'll just sit down next to you and talk. Do you have a favorite comic artist?
Favorite comic artist? Not really, no. No, I can't say I really have a favorite.
Well, this is going nowhere, for God's sake.
You know, one of my favorites.
Yeah, Josh, tell me, who's your favorite?
Well, my favorite
Yeah.
is Katsuhiro Otomo, who did Akira, which is like a manga.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites is Steve Dillon, who passed away yesterday.
Yes, 54 years old.
He was
Ooh,
too
no.
young. He worked on Preacher.
He's the artistic creator.
He was a co-creator on that. He also, I think, wasn't he on Punisher now too?
Yeah, he did him in
He did
Index.
He did a run on Punisher.
He did, yeah, an older one too. Yeah.
Really good stuff.
Mike Mignola is a great artist.
Mike Mignola.
Who you worked with?
Yeah, I can't say I discovered it, but I made him a star.
I think it was
Who did the art for the Jeff Johns run of Green Lantern?
either Doug Mahnke, Ethan Van Sciver. There was a bunch of different artists on that.
Because the
Dan
Blackest,
Skyver is probably the one who did most of it.
Yeah.
the Blackest Night's one of my favorite series, both in story and in art.
Yeah, Doug Mahnke did a lot of art. He's
He did a lot of The Darkest Night,
Mhm.
right? So,
and some of the somebody that's very similar to him is this guy Patrick Gleason, who's working on Superman right now. He actually studied
well, actually
under
made
Doug.
an action.
Yeah.
He's drawing one of the Superman books. And very well as well.
Mhm. So if you like that art style, that's a book, because Mahnke isn't doing anything lately, and is Van Sciver working on Green Lantern still?
He's working off and on.
I just got the DC Rebirth software.
Personally?
I just don't like his work. It's like it's serviceable, but it's like
It's very shiny.
he's like the Toyota Corolla of artists. It's like yeah, that's a car.
It's good enough, but not great.
Yeah, it's like in the same way like
It gets you to the train station.
a Corolla's a car. This guy was an artist, you know. Like I don't mean to, like, he's doing more work than I am, but it's like I don't know. There's no like I love Darwin Cook, you know, who also passed
also
away.
passed away. At the same
big
age,
fan of
54
yeah,
as well.
Kirby and Alex Toth and you know like you guys
Do
like Alex
you guys who
Raymond.
want to be artists know who Alex Toth is?
Yeah, look up Alex Toth. Look up Alex Raymond, Milton Caniff. These guys
These are comic strip artists.
Yeah, Caniff and
Alex
Alex
Raymond
Raymond
created Flash Gordon. You heard of Flash Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Alex Raymond's use of flat black is second to none. It is so.
Especially later,
he tricks you into
like Rip
thinking.
Kirby and
Yeah, he tricks you into thinking that all the detail is there, and it's almost a complete silhouette. It's like a silhouette with like two little lines kind of.
Kniff in a different way.
Yeah, Kniff has a better
Draws
different-
with
yeah.
shadow.
Exactly. So those two guys are great for Reeves Black, and then just for straight up like linear, like you know, because Alex Toth had done a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, like the Mighty Mike Tour, the Herculoid, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, and
Designed a lot of them.
Yeah,
Designed a lot.
and he worked on Planet of the Barbarian that Kirby then took over and did a little bit of work for. But he's got a C.C. Beck kind of like where he just outlines characters more than he like over renders like every muscle.
Toth, you mean?
Yeah, Toth
It's
does.
very expressionist.
Yeah, Toth Toth is a great, like he pushes that kind of cartoony and
He started that style of inking too, where like not everything connects, but you
Yeah.
still in your mind interpret it as being a one whole
Because it's
thing.
cartoony, and you will read
And then a dude like Lou Fine's great. He the original artist on the Ray, which
and Black Condor. And
yeah,
a bunch of
yeah.
stuff.
And Lou Fine's another guy whose work you look
You
at
guys
now.
writing this down is really
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, these are
kidding.
great artists.
Google this stuff, and you'll see great comic. We get into the '60s and Kirby, Ditko,
Hubert.
Kubert, Joe Kubert. What's that? It's okay. She didn't speak. She didn't. Did you say you like love Kubert?
I love
Well, we're talking about Joe Kubert, and I think not the video game character. But thank you. Maybe that was named in honor.
Trooper, yeah.
There are no stupid questions. People always say that. They're always wrong, but they say it.
I've heard say that.
What about R. Crumb? Anything he draws, I'd take a look at quickly.
Robert?
Robert Crumb, yeah. Yeah, Robert
Is that
Crumb.
the Rat Thing guy?
No, that's someone else.
Ed Roth.
That's
Oh, okay.
He's Mr. Natural.
Mr. Natural,
Fritz the Cat.
Fritz the Cat.
That's probably before your time.
Someday in a crowd that,
Hey, I still love Willis Wood, I still love Jack Cole, I still love things that happened before I was.
Jack Cole created Plastic Man.
I just picked up the
Jack Cole also did all of the art for Playboys. So,
Yeah.
A lot
He was
of them.
developing a strip and.
Him and Vargas.
Right.
Jack Cole, I think IDW just put out the Jack Cole horror book, like where it's all his horror stuff. Dude, there's so much good
And it's
stuff.
from the
in it.
1940s, so it's relatively tame, but it's wild.
Yeah, it's pre-code, but
Just
it's,
like Ditko's extra dimensional horror stuff they did for Creepy. It's like you wonder exactly how much LSD they were taking.
and that was the good stuff too.
It was good, yeah.
Before the man stepped on.
Before it got diluted, yeah.
I love that we have this soundtrack to draw to.
Yeah, we do. We have, is it still 8-bit or whatever?
Yeah, I'll still eat that.
8-bit, it's the name of my band, I think.
Oh.
From now on. Since I can't play any music at all, it would work, because it didn't sound like I've got an opinion on everything.
God, you want to tell these kids to get off your lawn?
Later.
It's harsh.
Maybe.
They ain't over yet.
It's a standing gag, so.
Was the last, like, dance move you did the twist?
What's that?
Was the last dance move you did the twist?
Batusi, I did that for a while. You know, the Adam West thing. The last dance I did the white guy dance. That's the only dance I've ever done. It involves a sort of twitch and a, yeah.
I ran into Kevin Conroy on the streets of New York while I was there, just randomly walking out.
He said, hey, how are you doing?
He actually was like, I might have sworn a little bit and said, oh yes, you're Kevin Conroy. He goes, yeah, yes, I am. And he turns on the Batman because he knows that's exactly what people want to hear from him.
How are you, Susan?
And I might have spoken a little bit. Yeah.
That's right. I clicked on Facebook and Kevin Conroy was asking to be my pal.
Oh, nice.
And I thought, wow. And I thought, well, you know,
You must have heard about the Harvey
I'm
One.
famous too, so. Not famous.
No, it's not.
Hey, that's the thing that cracks me up, and I don't mean in a negative way. People get into conversations, especially now that we have a new Batman, right? What's the guy's name? Affleck?
You guys all seem more excited about that.
Dude, Ben Affleck was a redneck, don't you know?
I like
I would fight anybody in this room.
I will back him up, and I have.
He's way
to
better
say,
than I thought he'd
so- No, I actually think he's terrific, and the footage I've seen. Did you hear what the title of his Batman
The
movie is?
Batman.
The Batman, see?
Can't go wrong with that title.
What's that?
Can't go wrong with that title.
Well, you probably could, but
I don't know. They were wrong with that movie.
what he's saying is.
Is he going to use his gun to like make his coffee in the morning? And then
What's that?
Because his gun is kind of the go-to in that movie.
Well,
He
you
only
know,
uses it
I
once.
like to tell people, or remind people, that the dynamic of the DC Cinematic Universe has changed radically.
Well, I'm not being any
They
kind of
brought,
curious.
no, I'm just saying, they brought Jeff Johns in because they wanted it lightened up.
You know, my problem is not only that they don't understand the emotional core of the characters, and so and their only success has been Batman, and so they've gotten this weird Batmanification of the DC universe. So basically, Superman has become Flying Batman. It's that it was a bad movie to begin with.
Which one are you talking about?
Batman versus Superman. It is shot poorly. He
Which
was
one
always
are you
weird.
talking about?
Batman versus Superman.
Which one? Theatrical or
It doesn't matter. They're shot poorly.
Well, it's an Ultimate Edition. Ultimate Edition is hands
He's
down.
still using all of those long lenses of film people.
Because I
He
like
flattens
what you
out
said
Amy
about
Adams, who's an attractive woman. All the costuming
Lens
is
flare.
Yeah, all the costuming is ill-fitting for some weird reason. I mean, it's like people like she's an attractive woman, and to make her look as unattractive as he did is like a lot. He had to go out of his way to do that.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams,
The
right?
redhead.
He shoots her with all these long lenses, so she's very flat. He shoots everyone with long lenses because he's used to shooting in that cinema
He
scope.
wants to shoot the.
Yeah, so he shoots people that way, and so he flattens everybody's out. Their costumes are ill-fitting. Like fake tattoos look like they're Sharpied on. You look at that action sequence where he puts the tracker on the guy but then chases him anyway. What does the tracker do for you? Which is just a continuity error. But then there's all these weird smash cut, all these zoom cuts. Like we have no idea who's trying to get where they are.
You didn't know we were gonna get into
It's
cinema.
a poorly made movie, not let alone the fact that they take
Everything you could possibly want out of a panel.
They really take the emotional core of who these characters are and puts that aside for something that's like, oh, we're going to do grim and gritty. Not really for grim and gritty's sake, but because that's the only thing that's worked for them. I understand the motivation. It's just poorly constructed, ill-conceived, and then executed very poorly. You know, I mean, I want to like a Batman movie. The only redeeming qualities of that are Diana. She comes across as regal and unimpressed with these two male power fantasies that are put in front of her. Yeah.
That's her. That's
What's
her.
really accurate?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm super unimpressed too. I'm like, yeah, these are both petulant children with superpowers who are both playing out their fantasies of their adolescent helplessness. I mean, it's just,
I feel like in again, as the creator of most Elseworlds things,
You know what, I
you
wish
could
we'd
appreciate.
think more about this stuff, so we could have a fully formed.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just yeah, because I'm not just like, oh, he used the gun. And, yeah,
I'm holding
okay.
back.
That is such a minor detail to why it was a poor movie, but no, it's a bad
It is
movie.
an endemic
Yeah.
issue, there's a lot of sloppiness.
Yeah, and honestly, with I just want to see a little more care from. Honestly, all I want to see is Superman save the goddamn day. Like, I really, that's all I want to see.
That's what you were saying at Phoenix.
Yeah, he's such he's become this emblem of Americans' opinions of itself, and he's gone from immigrant made good to this weird world policeman to now the guy who has to make tough decisions that involve collateral damage. And yeah, I got that in my everyday life. I've got my president having to drop drones on people, on civilians to get the bad guys. Like, I have enough of that. What I don't have is an emblem of hope that can find the right thing to do, even when it's two bad options. He finds a third one that somehow does right by everybody. If I'm going to have an ideal, I want an ideal. If I want some gray-shaded, nuanced, leader who has to make tough decisions, like, we're going to elect one of them, you know? if I want fallibility, I've got billions of those people on this planet. If I want some paradigm of what we could be as a people if we all did the right thing, I want Superman. I want Superman.
I love the idea that he's, as you say, the immigrant done
Yeah, I mean, he is. He's
made good.
He comes from two immigrant families that
Right.
that were trying to wrestle with notions of what it meant to be American, and they used the idea of their differences being their strength, and the country was comprised of a lot of immigrants at the time, and that's why it probably did as well as it did.
All of the creators were children of immigrants.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
And they were the house of.
I'm not going to take away from anyone who enjoys that movie. I already ruined Hook for my wife, so.
Can you actually ruin it?
She posited the theory that it was a good movie, yeah, and I had to disassemble it in front of her, and it's just like telling her there was no Santa Claus. It was terrible, which she also took poorly.
You still sound proud of yourself. You're still justifying the hell out of it.
I kind of learned my lesson. Now I just let her enjoy stuff.
Wow.
But
See, you should like. Let me tell you what's wrong with that.
yeah. Like I don't argue religion because I'm an atheist. Like if it helps you sleep at night, that's fine. But for the most part, yeah.
If you're an atheist, you must say it's impossible. Shut up.
Don't put me. I'm not going to be pigeonholed into your idea of what atheism should be. But
I don't believe in atheism.
But I do have nothing exists. I do hold a certain amount of religious zealotry for my comic book characters. Treat them sacred.
What is your comic book character?
My character?
Yeah.
He's Amano Palestina. He's a Mexican wrestler who,
He's a luchador.
luchador. He's a once champion luchador who makes a Faustian bargain with or usually betrayed by his friends and unmasked in the ring, and then he makes a Faustian bargain with a mysterious promoter to get a new power and a new identity. But like all good Faustian bargains in comic books, he finds out it's not quite what he thought it was. And so he's trying to free himself from the bargain, still get his revenge, but also remain the person that he knows himself to be. And it all happens in this like swanky 1960s Mexico that never really happened. Yeah, if you watch like old Lucha Libre movies, like you look at the apartments of like El Santo and Blue Demon, and these like very kind of Cash McCall-esque. You guys know Cash McCall, James Garner movie, Natalie Wood?
I know.
Brilliant, yeah. Cash McCall has the most 60s of 60s apartments. Like if you, just Google search Cash McCall and they'll show some interior shot from his apartment, and it is so swanky. But all of those like
Jack Lemmon's apartment, the New York apartment, and How to Murder Your Wife.
Oh yeah. It's just all as sleek and fancy as it ever got. Even though America never really looked like that, Mexico really leaned into the fact that that's what they thought America was. It's pretty fantastic. So yeah, it is
Iconic.
this kind of swanky Mexico.
Are you set up downstairs?
So here, let me tell you that. So apologies to anyone who went looking for me. I didn't know I had a table until today when I arrived, and they said, oh, your table number is AA719. So I haven't been here all week, and it was a wedding because I didn't really think I thought I was only doing panels. And anyway, so I'm going to go I have a panel after this, and I'm just going to go sit at that table because all I have is a pencil. And I'm going to just do sketches. If you guys want to sketch or something, come on by. Apologies for anyone who came there looking for me to be doing sketches or to be doing
They can find your book.
yeah. All right. Here.
They can find your character book where?
It's at castleandkeypublications.com. Yeah, or if you just Google search La Mano del Destino.
La Mano del Destino.
La Mano del Destino. I'm trying to make
I
this.
think you're the iconic character thing on it.
Yeah.
So Josh gave you this with.
Yeah, it should be L, but I was talking to him about this. If you look at like those video cards, it's La Mano, you go to a bathroom, it's like Las Manos. It should be La Mano. But for whatever reason,
I just want to say thank you.
Hey, no problem. I got you.
for whatever reason, it is La Mano. And I don't know why, it just breaks the
I like the
rules.
sound of it.
Hey,
Ah.
I appreciate
It's your book, damn it.
Oh, let me give you.
Yeah, exactly, I can just make it say whatever I want. But, yeah, I can just make Batman use a gun if I want to.
We had your art in
That's
progress.
fine. It's not. That's not the
You
point.
guys want to suggest a sketch?
I like what you
Josh?
said about just Superman, that like,
Saves the day.
it doesn't, it's like, it's going for things and you're all and yeah, smiles, and that's why I like see
At that final point where you don't think she's gonna make it, and it's like before the turning point where she ends up winning the battle. It's where the enemy like seems like she has the upper hand, everything's going wrong, and it's right before all of a sudden everything turns good.
That never happened in my life.
That's all we have time.
It's supposed to bad. We got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes?
We don't have anything immediately on our heels, so.
That's your panel after this.
My panel's after this.
Yeah, so we don't, nothing we care about.
Okay, yeah. Well played, sir, well played.
Question.
So am I doing like turn into like whooping employees kind of?
Yeah.
like that motion
She's
puppet
maybe
with
down,
the
but,
yes.
you know, the flames are low.
Oops.
Thanks, John. Thanks for working.
That's right.
I have a question.
He's almost out of power.
I have an
Yes.
answer.
So I've been to panels where I've watched American comic book artists draw comics. I've also been to Anime Expo, and I had the privilege of watching one of the illustrators for Clannad draw one of those characters. And seeing the two, it's interesting to me that I understand the art style is different, but the way that they draw versus the way American comic artists draw seems to be different.
They
They work very small too as well.
They
right?
work 8.5 by 11, whereas
Yeah.
we work 11 by 17. Not only that,
They also have like a studio system that we don't have. So
They
they'll go
do.
apprentice under a guy who kind of shows them how to draw. And so
it's like a thing out there, like a trade that's accepted as a trade. Where like here we have like Joe Kubert's school in New Jersey, and that's the only comic book art school there is, and it's extremely.
I think RISD has a program now,
Yeah.
and a few others, but
So it's
yeah.
blossoming.
Yeah.
And then like they have assistants over there, so most people are usually extremely specialized. Like they know exactly, like for Akira, he had a multitude of assistants where he would just be like, all right, in the background, building C with window panes A and F. And they would like look at a chart that he had drawn out of like window panes, and they would go in and do it for him. And they also have like a weekly schedule, whereas we have monthly. And it's usually divvied up, so like it'll be like penciler, inker, colorist, or with them it's you need to have 12 pages in 3 days, or you're fired.
Right.
Because I think Paul Pope went over there and worked.
Felipe Smith did.
And Felipe Smith did as well. Like both of them have said like it's crazy, like it's absolutely insane in comparison. So they, like he's drawn, you can draw for how long? Like just
Like as a professional?
Yeah.
Or just, man, probably been a professional creator since '83.
yeah, and I've been doing this like 4 or 5 years. And so like he can sketch out something way quicker than I can sketch out something because I'm not used to having to do this as quickly as they, and it's like, he'd probably go to Japan and be like steamrolled because it's, even then, it's like you have to get this done in like days
Right.
so that you get it printed.
I know it wasn't us because they asked us to
Yeah,
draw some stuff.
we were both like,
Yeah, a little busy, so.
It's glazed with a, looks like a chicken.
It does kind of look like.
It's a little baby phoenix.
Oh,
Super Chicken. You guys watch Super Chicken? It's a great show. I did a New York Drive not that long ago. Yeah, I love that. You need to drop this in.
They also kind of made her really white. Instead of white Navajo, right?
She's just Navajo, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
Who are we talking about?
Blaze.
Bliss.
Navajo is.
Well, it's, it's only two colors. Three colors.
Hey, you know what? White people need characters too, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So,
She's inflamed.
How can we
She's
continue
very
to
calm.
oppress if we don't steal?
The white man finally getting a break.
I'm never gonna let my students ever.
I'd like to see them stop
Somebody's gonna go,
us.
how dare you?
Help yourself to some free comics. They gave me comics.
Oh,
Prizes, but none of you guys win anything, so just let you have this. There'll be a pile of comics to pick through. You guys already had a shot, right?
yeah.
And you got buttons too, right?
Yeah.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Oh,
Quick,
oh, oh.
My age is 42, and that's right, and you know.
I agree, I entirely.
Oh, not hitchhikers.
You guys have any tips for doing like the frontal shots like you did earlier?
Full frontal shots?
Yeah. I prefer the same. That's kind of how I do it. Yeah, and then I was raised in the 70s and 80s, so I like a full, whatever. Full form. No, pursuit is the word I'm looking
Are
for.
you explaining Manscaped?
Yeah. Yeah. I love nothing I love more than explaining to a woman and explaining things. How so? Like, just like, there's proportion guides out there, you know, the human body is like 7.5 heads high, 3 heads wide.
I guess my biggest problem is symmetry with it. And
I find symmetry almost being totally boring, unless Wes Anderson's doing it.
Good effect or not?
Yeah. Yeah, so I find asymmetrical balance just has a better like feel to it.
it's more organic.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do symmetry, you know, like fold a piece of paper. Like I do that all the time. Like
Or,
the shirt she's wearing, like the symmetry in that. I literally, the original of that, I folded the paper in half so that when I made the letters, they were balanced on both sides, and I could just fold it in half and see how they just work on tracing paper, fold tracing paper in half. Piece of paper is also really easy to erase, you know, so I usually, nowadays on my comic, I've been working a lot with I'll rule out my piece of paper and I'll put my panel borders in, because I have thumbnails that I've done already for workout layouts, and then I put, I'll rule the borders onto my paper, just in pencil, and then I'll take tracing paper over the front of it, and I get real loose on blocking everything out, maybe a little bit refined, but I don't put stuff like Milano's Max details, or kind of like the little, the things that hold his cape, and you know, just kind of like where the trunk line is going to be, where the belt line is going to be, where the shoulders and arms are, and then once that's all done, I'll tape it to the backside